guys, it's AJ, and today we're drawing the Earth. So today's tutorial is a little bit simpler, but we're using different materials than normal. So today you'll need watercolors or whatever you'd like to use, a compass, because we're going to need to draw a circle, water, a paintbrush, a number 2 pencil, and a Sharpie. So let's get started. So we're going to start by drawing a circle, and you're going to have your compass set to 2 inches this way. And if you don't know how to use a compass, then you can use like a red Solo cup. This is going to be about the width of a red Solo cup, or you can freehand it. So we're going to draw the circle right about in the middle. And there we go. There's our nice circle. The next step is to sketch out our Earth's face. I'm just going to give him a smiley face, but you can give it whatever expression you'd like. So for the eyes, they're going to be pretty round, just a little ways above the dot from your compass. So right about in the middle of his face. Well, planet. And we're going to do one on each side, kind of far apart, not too big though. Just like that. And for the mouth, I'm just going to do a smiley mouth. And I'm just going to do, a little rainbow line right below the eyes. And we're going to make that thicker with Sharpie. So I'm just going to add another line right like this, connect on the ends, rounded lines. And there's our Earth's face. Okay, so now we're going to do Sharpie in those eyes, just like this. There we go. And fill them in. So there's one. And fill in the other one, just like that. And just make sure that they're about the same size. And if they're not, just, make one eye bigger or the other eye. And now let's do the mouth. There we go. And I'm just going to thicken that up just a little bit. Not too much, though, because we don't want it to look wonky. And now let's sketch out our continents. So I am very lightly sketching out my continents, and I've started with one right here. It's a little bit hard to see, but here it is. And basically you can just make any kind of, I'm making mine kind of rounded, but yours can be a little bit spikier, however you want to make them, because, well, this isn't an exact replica of the Earth. And make this drawing your own. It'll turn out nice, and I think it'll turn out great. So, sketched out 3 little land masses, and I'm going to do 3 more. So I have one more continent here. There we go. And I'm going to do another one right here, kind of bumpy. It's going to start right about here. And you can follow my continent designs, or you can do your own. This is just a basic, guideline. So there we go. And I'm just going to do one more right here. There we go. This one kind of looks a little bit like Greenland. There we go. So now we have our continents. Let's start painting. So, this is really quite a simple drawing tutorial, but it took me many tries just to decide what sort of design I wanted to do for this. And I finally decided on this one, which actually was my first one, but I wanted to see how the paint would work, just to make it simple and easy to follow. And so far, it's turned out good. So the colors we're using today are light green and kind of a lightish blue color. And we are going to add Sharpie lines around the continents and around the whole Earth after we paint, because I just thought it would be a little bit easier to follow that way. So we're going to start with green, and you're just going to fill in all your continents here, and don't go too far outside of your original circle. But if you go a little bit outside, that's okay, because you can just make the outside line thicker with your Sharpie when you're done. So let's get started on that. So I'm just filling in my continents with this nice light greenish color, and I'm trying to only dip my paintbrush once for each continent, because you don't want it to turn out blotchy or anything. So that's how I'm doing it, and I'm just going right along my edges here, gently using light brush strokes, and I'm just kind of like tracing along the edges of the continents so that I don't get it into the ocean. So we're just going to gently go along all of those lines. There we go. Ta-da! So now I'm going to dip my brush again so that I have enough paint for the next continent. I should have gone from left to right. If you're right-handed, you should probably go from left to right, which I forgot to do. And if you're left-handed, right to left, so that you don't smear your paint along the way. So I'm just going to have to maneuver my arm around my other continents because they're not quite dry yet. So I'm just going to do that right along there. Another continent done. Okay, I have all my continents done, and don't forget to rinse and dry your paintbrush in between colors. So the next color we're going to use is kind of a light medium-ish blue. And you're going to just go all around these edges of the continents and things very carefully, all around here. And it could get a little bit blotchy when you re-wet your paintbrush. So just be careful about that. If it turns out blotchy, that's okay. Oceans can be blotchy too. So I'm just going to go all around these continents and right along these edges carefully, because we don't want it to like turn kind of teal. And you can add more color whenever you need it. There we go. So that's turning out pretty nice. And I'm just going right over the face because we can just darken that later with Sharpie again when we go and trace the continents. Okay, I've finished the oceans, and fun fact, did you know that the Earth is like over 70% water? Which, that's a lot of water. But now we're going to trace our land masses and go all the way around the edge. So you're just gonna trace all these land masses, you know, like once your paper is dry, if you used watercolors. And you don't have to trace around these if you think yours looks nice without the lines. But I'm just going to go ahead and show you how to trace around. There we go. So, get all those continents traced. Okay, I've traced around all the continents and the whole circle. And I'm just going to go over the eyes and mouth again to make them nice and bright. And then I'm going to add another layer around the edge to make it just a little thicker and make our drawing really pop. And there we go. Our drawing is complete. And you can add a background or whatever you'd like to your happy Earth. Just make this drawing your own. Remember to like and subscribe. Bye!